Um, I want to I want to talk about something, man. This is going to be a rambling, a rant, but I want to talk about this particular subject. And like I said before, I do this for me, for venting purposes. And if you don't like it, please leave my channel. But back to the subject at hand. I want to talk about this whole notion of if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Now, I understand from both sides a little bit when it comes to the if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense when it comes to the money side. We live in a society where it's commercial. We live in a commercial society, aka money. And in this world, you know, the system that we are part of only worries about the bottom line, and it is the money. And this system encourages people to go out there to to make a living, you know what I'm saying, because by making a living you can sustain yourself by getting your own house and all that stuff, or apartment, getting your own place, getting a car, you know what I'm saying, paying for your own mortgages, paying your bills, you know what I'm saying, buying food, all that type of good shit, all that type of good stuff to to sustain yourself in this society, to sustain yourself in this system, in this world per se. And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. What they mean by cents, they're talking about the dollars and the cents, because you need those dollars and the cents to sustain yourself in this world. And by living in this society, man, we have become hustlers, go getters. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all, man. Ain't nothing wrong with having a hustler's mentality to get that money. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. It's beautiful. That's awesome. That's incredible. Because we live in a society that, you know, is all about the hustling and bustling and, creating multiple streams of income or just having a job or career to sustain ourselves. So, ain't nothing wrong with that at all. And you know what too, and you know what? In my honest opinion, it's okay to have nice things. It really is okay to have nice things, man. If you enjoy that product, go ahead and buy that product for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, you don't have to buy that product just to impress people. If you like what you're buying, then that's all that matters, man. Forget the naysayers. You know what I'm saying? Get that product for you because you like it and you enjoy using it. And it's yours to keep because you bought it with your hard-earned money. Go ahead and do it, man. By all means. And like I said before, it's okay to have nice things. It really is. As long as you work hard for it, I said, go ahead and get it, man. You saved up your money. Go ahead and buy that shit. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But that's all I gotta say about that on the money side. Now, on the other side, they said that if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Now, when it comes to the mental and spiritual side, what does money have to do with the mental and spiritual? You get what I'm saying? It's complete asinine. It's a fallacy. Why, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the mental and spiritual growth, money has nothing to do with it. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can, buy books and all that stuff and buy important information. But for the most part, when it comes to the growth of the mental and spiritual, that takes self-work. That takes self-esteem. No amount of money in the world can fix your self-esteem. It takes self-work. You know what I'm saying? You have to look within. You get what I'm saying? You have to do what needs to be done to get your life in order on the inside. Look, think about it. For example, say for example you're a drug addict or an alcoholic. No amount of money can solve that because with that money, you're going to keep on buying drugs and alcohol. Yeah, because think about it. With the money, that money is only going to make your addiction worse. With that money, you're going to keep on feeding and feeding and feeding your addiction, and you're not going to stop that black hole that's within you, and that black hole represents the drugs and alcohol. So once you keep on feeding and feeding that addiction, it's never going to stop with that money. Overall, man. It takes self-work, and the whole notion of if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, that is complete asinine. You know what I'm saying? That is a bunch of bullshit when it comes to dealing with the mental and spiritual. Because no amount of money in the world can heal your emotional trauma. When it comes to, the whole emotional damage aspect, when it comes to being traumatized in your life, when it comes to dealing with a lot of mental and spiritual turmoil, no amount of money can solve that, man. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? It can never solve it. It takes self work. Don't get me wrong. With money, you can buy nice things. But when it comes to the mental and spiritual, if you're dealing with a lot of spiritual baggage, man, it doesn't matter how much money you have, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to keep on feeding that black hole, and that black hole is going to get bigger. So the whole notion, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense on the mental and spiritual note, that is a bunch of bullshit. That is a bunch of bullshit. Because how in the hell you make a lot of money in this world, but if you're dealing with mental and spiritual baggage, no amount of money can solve it. I mean, it's impossible. It's totally impossible. You have to search from within in order for you to stop it. That's the only way, man. Plain and simple. Plain and goddamn simple. And also when it comes to the whole, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense on the mental and spiritual note. I'm also getting tired of how we praise money over everything. Money is not everything. Don't get me wrong, money can help you out, but it's not everything, man. You cannot solve every single problem with money. I'll say it again. You cannot solve every single motherfucking problem with money. Of course, with money, it can solve some of your problems. Hell, even most of your problems, but not every single one. Not every single one, man. If you have mental and spiritual turmoil in your life, man, you might as well forget it. I mean, don't get me wrong. It takes self work, but if the only solution you have is just money, you might as well just give it up, man. You might as well give it the fuck up, straight up, man, straight up and down, straight up and motherfucking down, man. But yeah, man, it don't make any sense, man. The whole concept of worshiping money. Money is not a god. Money is an inanimate object. I'll say it again. Money is an inanimate object. It's not alive. It's not alive, man. It's inanimated. So I don't know why people like to worship that bullshit. But it is what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said before, it's okay to have nice things, but on a mental and spiritual note, it's all bullshit. Money, it doesn't have life. It does not have life. It's inanimated. So it's basically useless when it comes to that aspect. When it comes to the mental and spiritual aspect, man, it's basically useless. But the reason why I talk about the mental and spiritual aspect a lot is because we live in a society right now that do not focus nor believe in the mental and spiritual processes of life. And that's why a lot of people are stunted. And what I mean by stunted, I'm talking about stunted growth. And I ain't talking about the physical growth. I ain't talking about the physical growth. I'm talking about in the mental and spiritual. See, we can talk about money this and money that, what I got, and my social status, and people say that, what I'm saying, no matter, the job status and social status and all that stuff. All of those things are cool. But when it comes to things from within, when it comes to solving childhood trauma, no amount of social status, no amount of money and all that shit can solve, man. It takes self-work. It really does take self-work, man. Bottom line, it takes self-work. But but that's all I gotta say about that, man. That's all I gotta say. The whole, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. I understand to some degree when it comes to both sides, when it comes to the money side and when it comes to the mental and spiritual side. I somewhat understand from both point of views. But when it comes to me, like I said before, it's okay to have nice things, but money is not the end all to be all. And that's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say. So, yeah, man. So, thank you so much and have a good day.